We stayed the night in the hotel, and we left early in the morning. We didn't want the hunters to go on our trail for long, so we left the village and went to a neighboring village, the one they hid in the first time Jeremiah went to talk to the hunters. Judy was no longer upset with us, but she still wasn't talking to her father. As we were on our way, a storm came. We found a shack in the woods nearby, and we took shelter inside. Something felt off, but I couldn't put my hand on it. The shack was eerily quiet in comparison to the raging storm outside, and the whole place smelled wrong. But I couldn't really complain about things being unnatural. I was accompanied by 2 vampires. The shack had a kitchen and a bedroom. I went to the kitchen to make us some hot drinks to warm ourselves. Old shelves and drawers were empty, but smelled of rot and decay. I opened the last drawer and found a skull inside it. I instinctively screamed as I backed away from it, and Jeremiah rushed to me. He looked terrified and stared me in the eyes.
He's here.
Suddenly, the skull rose from the drawer, and black and red smoke began to form around it, forming a silhouette of a man. Me and Jeremiah backed to the hall, and Judy joined us. The stranger was now here. He looked at the 3 of us, and then he fixed his gaze upon Judy.
Well, look who we have here.
He then turned to Jeremiah.
Hello, old friend. How are you? Being a good man and keeping your oath, aren't you?
Judy stood in front of us and spoke.
I need you to help me.
My heart sank. We haven't discussed what we were going to do, and she just walked directly into the stranger's trap. The stranger laughed, and then he spoke.
Child, you don't get to make demands. I'm not here for you.
He looked at me, and I felt every muscle in my body tense, and adrenaline rushed through me like never before.
Detective Matthew Bryan, I'm honored.
He bowed, then continued.
No one knows of my existence, unless I make myself present for them to help with their desperation, except for you. I could feel your desperation, but as for me, you are desperate to know what I am, aren't you?
I was terrified. I felt this urge to find out more about him ever since I read the diary, but I was ignoring it as hard as I could. He was right. I wanted to know what he was.
Look at me! I am the one who needs you!
He looked at her with anger and scowled.
What do you want? To be a normal human? For what? For him? You fool. You are giving up on my great gift for some mortal. Fine. But I can't feel desperation in you. Rather, a need. So there is a test for you. With your pearls, we shall make a deal.
She looked uncertain now, and then she looked back at me. I could see in her eyes what her answer was going to be. I was amazed that she was willing to give up her powers for my sake. I never asked for any of this. But I guess she really loved me after all.
Fine. Let's hear it.
Or you shall have control over your body for the next 5 minutes. If you break free, then you'll have your deal. But beware. If you fail, you will remain under my control. Forever.
No! Wait! Don't do this, Alice! Please!
I'm sorry, Father. I am no longer that obedient child you knew.
Tears filled her eyes as she looked at the stranger and nodded. The stranger laughed as he raised his hand, and I could see her twitching and her claws growing. She was taking her vampire form. It was even scarier than what I saw at the museum. She shrieked horribly and then she looked at me with predator eyes. She started approaching me with purpose and I was frozen in place. In an instant, Jeremiah came between us and pushed her, sending her to the wall. He turned to me and I could see he was in his vampire form too.
Run!
He said and lunged at his daughter, trying to buy me some time. I was making my way to the door of the shack when the stranger came into view and blocked my way.
Oh, you're not going anywhere. Not yet.
I didn't know what to do. I'm smart enough to know I can't fight my way through him, but I wasn't going to make a deal with him. I prayed Judy could break free and we could all make it out. I will not bargain with you, I yelled back at him. Then I felt it, a sharp pain in my back. Judy, she dug her long claws into my back, lifting me up and threw me into the wall. She stared at me and approached me again to finish off, but then our eyes met and she stopped. She transformed back to her human form in an instant and she ran to me crying.
Oh God! Oh God, no! No, Matthew, wake up! Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please get up! What did you make me do? Why?
I showed you your true potential. Jeremiah kept you in check, and you never truly knew what you were capable of. Do you really want to give up all this strength for this pathetic creature? He's too afraid to bargain for what he wants.
Yes, I do. You don't know him. He's good. He doesn't deserve that. Please, please save him.
See? Now you're desperate. Here's what's gonna happen. I will save him, and in return, you will stay a vampire. Far stronger than any other vampire existed before. Even stronger than Jeremiah and Richard. The hunters will know better than to hunt you.
Take me instead. Let the boy live and make her human, and take me. Kill all the vampires if you will, but let these two live in peace and safe from the hunters.
Judy couldn't believe what she was hearing, and I was starting to black out. The door suddenly opened with force. The hunters found us. This time, they were led by their leader himself. The stranger turned to them with such anger I've never seen in my life, and I hope I never see it again. He spoke.
I ain't being interrupted. How dare you?
The hunters were spooked. They've never seen him or hear about him before. The leader took a silver spear and threw it at the stranger, and it just went through him. He looked at them.
Fine. You hunters are no more.
And then, they all disintegrated. The hunters were now literally no more. He turned back to Jeremiah.
So, Jerry, are you sure you want this?
Yes. I have lived more than I wish to, and I'm tired of living with this burden you placed upon me. Please, free me from it.
Fine. So be it. Your daughter and her lover shall be spared. But you doom your entire race now.
Farewell, family.
I blacked out. Next thing I remember is waking up in home. Was this all a dream? I looked at the clock and it was 9 a.m. I got up and went to wash my face. I saw a silhouette in the mirror behind me, but as soon as I turned, I didn't see anything. I must have imagined it, I thought to myself. I looked at the mirror again, and it was the stranger, only this time, I was the stranger. I woke up in a panic, my heart pounding in my chest. I felt a hand touch me and I jolted away from it.
Hey, baby, it's okay. It's me. It's just me. Judy.
I was at my house and she was with me. What happened? I asked, slowly relaxing.
My father, Jeremiah, he saved us.
I sighed and hugged her. I need to find something to tell the police, I said jokingly. She laughed and kissed me. This was a year ago. We've been living happy ever since, and she's no longer a vampire. Just my sweet Judy. Sometimes I get nightmares about the stranger. I still have this urge to find out more about him. I searched for anything I could find on the internet, but to no avail. He haunts my dreams. I think he wants me to find him again. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this story. It was written by me. Please let me know what you think of it, and also a very huge thank you to Spirit Voices and Lance's Creepy Reading for voicing Judy and Jeremiah. They really brought the characters to life in a way I couldn't imagine possible even when I was writing. Please check them out and thank you for the support. Thank you for helping me with this project. I would love to work with you again in the future. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.